I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Umfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just Let me get one thing straight. Jesse and I are not friends. As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently... Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed. Good luck getting to Jessie, and better luck if you do. She's a real piece of work. Sharp.
For the last ratted on rotten time. You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation... What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little... I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and so... Criminy. She really ain't gonna drop this, is she? Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, you, ain't with the board, are... See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear... What? No, I didn't do anything. Think? No. I recognize a contracted killer when I see one, thank you. In my line of work, that's a skill you develop during week 1. All right, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the... If I had, you think I'd be hiding out in the med bay? I was gonna steal it, lined up Udom as my... Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back... Well, law have mercy. That sure works in my favor. With Udom gone, I don't know... You have my greatest gratitude for letting me know I am now debt...
One of the orderlies told me Jesse's out already? You really do... Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrap. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off. If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a... But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version. She helped me win a bet. We were on a smuggling run planet side when our point man bet me I couldn't outrun a mantisaur. And as you can probably guess, the thing was faster than it looked. Probably would have caught me if just... Yeah, but the important thing is I won the bet. It's like people touching a cookie and leaving it in the box. It's just one of those things that gets under my skin. You won't be sorry, though it looks like you've got a full roster already. Traveling in style, are we? I'll be sure to nab a cabin with a...
Welcome to the crew, Miss Ellie. We're real happy to have you.
Since we're in Byzantium, there's something I've been I haven't actually talked to my folks in a while. Shocking, right? Anyway, it's probably about time I paid them a visit, given the dangerous life I lead. Which brings us to where we are today. Several messages and a few... See, I'm originally from Byzantium, born and raised. Yeah, exactly. Reconnect is a strong word. And, I was thinking you'd come to... Great. And when we get there, draw out your rough edges. If you've got an outfit you haven't washed in a while, maybe one with some bloodstains. You're the boss. Anything else? It's like one of those stuffy art gallery pieces. Looks okay from far off, but once you get close, you realize even the bribes are... The real question is, why didn't I leave sooner? There's all these invisible rules, and everyone spends all their energy. I was a top-tier surgeon, but I could hardly open a pack of gauze without... That's no way to live. People call Byzantium the jewel of Halcyon, but really, it's just... Everything's polished and bureaucracy. Take a close look and you'll see it's deader than anywhere else. Don't trust anyone, don't touch anything, and whatever you do, don't show your teeth when you smile. People are extremely competitive about cosmetic dentistry. It can get ugly. Interesting like a colonoscopy. I trained as a surgeon. More my folks' idea than mine, but I made the best. Lots of them, unfortunately. I even sculpt. Turns out Byzantines are more concerned with having square shoulders and a good profile than, well, anything else. Interesting like a I trained as a surgeon. Yeah, well, we all learn sometime, don't we? I finally got tired of spending my hard-won skills straightening no- Turns out Byzantines are more concerned with having square shoulders and a good profile. Interesting like I trained... Hey, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Didn't help that most of my actual work was tightening calves and firming up chins. Turns out Byzantines are more concerned with having square shoulders and a good profile. That's what I've been saying. There's my parents' place. Smell that?
Marilyn, is that you?
Lars, we certainly didn't expect to see you like this.
And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all... Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. I don't know what to say. He's usually not like... Come on, you're supposed to help me make an impression. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I've been all...
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the mess, right? Come on, try to get into it a little more.
Marilyn, this really isn't the best time.
I mean, we had other business in Byzantium, so it's not like we went out of our way. But you can't just kick us out. We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hooch, where... It's the... You had the floors redone with real Terran marble?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand.
We thought you were dead.
I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the distinction...
We only did what any grieving parents in our position would do. We collected on your life insurance.
And the payouts have been rather...
You what? Well, now that I'm here, I guess you'll just have to report back that I'm very much up.
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many...
That's the other problem.
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a... The neighbors would talk, and not in a good...
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl
One of a kind, naturally.
that led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your...
It was quite the story. People were talking about...
Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or... And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that.
Quietly, if... She hasn't changed a bit, I see.
That's it? You just want us to
Marilyn, please.
Don't cause a scene.
Damn right, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time. Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like... But not like I wanted. I had it all planned out. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherway. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all over their... I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either the leather's fake, but... Yeah, I'm gonna use that one day. Now, getting back to my story. Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me. Then, Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." Her eyes would be red, and she'd have her fist in front of her mouth. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. It's embarrassing, you know? And I've got a rep... I'd love to know how you'd describe getting kneecapped. But I want to talk about me now. Can't I just have a drink and punch some poor defenseless pillow instead? Anyway, I don't want to sift through this lousy experience for meaningful life lessons. Wait a second. What if I could get that money? I could open a new account, designate that account holder as a sole beneficiary. I'll make money without doing a thing. And I'll get... My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. They have an office in Byzantium. Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up... If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find one of... What a relief. The less time we have to spend in Byzantium, the better. Something on your mind? You ready to get my...
Welcome to the offices of the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group, Halcyon's premier provider. I'm obligated to inform you that our coverage does not extend to incidents... Some people, but no one in this office, I assure you.
It's like they say, there's no cure for that.
So, what kind of insurance package can I interest you in? We're not on Monarch. For all practical and tax-related purposes, this office is an... Legally speaking, corporations are not allowed to operate on Monarch, but financially speaking, there are certain costs. So while our official address is in the city, and while our office here is... So we can... What's the phrase? Past savings... We prefer to think of it as chasing the savings. Turns out that not having to pay kickbacks, fines, and rent in the most expensive city. Plus, Sublight keeps this place running remarkably well, and they... I remember that one. That's the young socialite who...
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the...
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one.
Are you serious?
Well, we interviewed the parents extensively. They had plenty of awkward childhood stories that illustrated...
Hey, those are entirely made up.
Furthermore, the claim spurred a whole line of fashion-related policies. It's become a very lucrative market. You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Of course she is. The paperwork says so.
I like to think she's dead in spirit, but technically, legally, and regretfully,
That's impossible. By all accounts, she was an elegant and classy woman with
That's gotta be the nicest thing anyone said to me in a...
Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room that contains and you'd theoretically add the beneficiary of... But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud. Please, my policy only covers paper cuts and wrist strain. Very well, I'll do it. But then you've got to go. Confrontation. I'll need the name of the new beneficiary.
Ellie Fenhill?
If you say so. The payouts will flow exclusively into the new account at the start of the month. Plenty. As my boss likes to say, there's a policy for every situation and an exclusion for every policy. We've insured unusually expressive eyebrows, outrageous statements, disaster... Usually character actors, or corporate execs with menacing stares. That policy is almost exclusively for our corporate clientele. In the unlikely event they make a claim about a product that turns out to be less than accurate, they need some kind of protection against the Those are mostly for top-rungers in Byzantium who have a lot of social and financial capital wrapped. There's one for your beloved eloping with your sibling, your beloved eloping with their sibling, scandalous rumors forcing you apart, the revelation of a secret. We try to cover every possible hazard to domestic bliss. One thing's for sure, you won't find better policy.
You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I've never been prouder to stand back and watch someone else work. Come on, I thought we were celebrating. You want me to think about the future? If only you could have been my chief surgeon back in the day. Anyway, enough of that. You did a job for me, so here's your... Could have fooled me with all your tough talk. What's gotten into you? You sure? Because my kind of friends will pick your pocket clean while they're getting hammered. Yeah, I'm not trying to get all mush. Still, maybe you've got a point. Maybe it's good to watch someone's back now and then so that... So, you just keep the money. One of us has to look out for your... Don't mention it. Really, this feels weird enough as it is. Something on your mind?